about 6 years ago. We were in Colombia. Brother Copeland called me and he said, Sergio, it's a long story, but I'll just cut through the chase. He said, I need you to take your place. And from now on, you're going to be my translator.
It's amazing how he has taken you through all of this. And at the same time, there has been a ministry
Yes,
that
sir.
you have put together, that the Lord
sir.
put together.
The Lord, yeah.
Now, about when did that happen? At what time?
Okay, so this started 17 years ago.
Okay.
Okay, 17 years ago. We started construction 5 years ago. So for 12 years or so, nothing was happening, but I would drive on the weekends.
You would go where?
To Juárez,
Juárez,
Mexico.
okay.
That's right across from El Paso, Texas.
Yep.
A lady from Juárez called me and she talked to me about these kids who were destitute.
Yeah.
Well, and I was already working here. And now, within those 2 years, I have learned at the very least, because I know how Brother Copeland, he's a giver. He sows, he gives himself to people. So what I did is I started traveling to Juárez on the weekends. So I would leave on Thursday night from work,
Right.
drive, stop in Odessa, Texas, sleep for a while on one of the truck stops, and then continue on and then get there on Friday. So I would take my truck and then I would buy burritos and sodas and all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
And then from my truck, I would go to this place and preach to the kids and feed them. And I did that for 12 years. But I knew God had a plan.
Yeah.
We're talking about inside the vision, right? Well, we had a vision. I had a vision. So one day while I was here, God spoke to me. He said, I want you to set roots there. And I said, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, as time came by, God started to reveal what he wanted. But for 12 years, Pastor George, nothing was happening in the natural. But I knew God was faithful. And I knew that God wanted to do something. God just opened the doors. And God's so faithful that we purchased a piece of land. And we started moving forward and creating this safe haven for kids. Now, our ministry, Pastor George, is geared towards the kids and the youth of that whole area. Now, we got a church there that can hold up to 280 people.
Tremendous.
And like I said, mostly kids. 90% of them are kids.
Yeah.
We have a dining area, a kitchen that feeds all the people from that whole area. We have the second floor where we have a game room. We have a daycare center.
Yeah.
We have a school for computer skills, reading and writing.
Tremendous.
Okay. We have sewing for the ladies, and we have welding for the young men. And all of that is free of charge.
Goodness.
And God has been faithful.
Yeah.
And I tell people, when you know that God has called you to do something, do not give up. You continue. Like I said, for 12 years, I didn't see anything. But God was working behind the scenes.
Now, you had children that would come just in small numbers. Now, how many children do you have coming?
Oh my God, when we do an outreach, we get over 300, 350 kids. But right now, for the kitchen, we're averaging about 90 to 100 every day that they come in. Every day. Yes, sir. God has been faithful.
Yeah.
And I want to thank all the partners of this ministry. Because I totally believe, Pastor George, that God brought me here for that reason, just for that. So we're an extension. This is how I see it. We're an extension of Kenneth Copeland Ministries in Juárez.
So you would go down there with the truck, and then you would feed the kids. They would come. You would come back here.
Yes, sir.
But slowly but surely, that began to change. And now you must have staff members down there.
So we have 10 employees. We have 10 employees. And these are people who otherwise would not have a job or would have a real hard time getting a job.
Yeah.
You know, and we have seen them grow.
Yes.
You know, some of us, some of your staff from this show have been to there. And so the people there, one of these ladies who's with us, she bought her first car.
Goodness. Wow.
So we have seen, but more than that, Pastor George, is the spiritual growth. More than the cars and the spiritual growth when, you know, because change comes from the inside.
Right.
You know, and you start seeing the fruit on the outside, and we've seen that. And we've seen that with the kids. And one thing that they know that we love them.
So there's somebody on your staff down there. There's a lady that works down there that is very important to you. Tell us about her.
Yes, she is. Her name is Mati. So Mati has been a tremendous blessing to us. Now she resides about 3 blocks from there in a very small house. She's never worked before, you know, and she doesn't really do much. She stays home all the time. Well, God brought her to us, and she's been a tremendous blessing to us.
Yeah.
She loves the kids. I mean, you know, when we walk in there, they don't come and say hi to Sergio. They come and say hi to Mati.
Okay.
Because she is the face of this ministry. And we love her because she feeds everyone. She's a great cook. Let me say that. She cooks great. The kids are very attached to her. And so we have a great team out there. But she is the face of the ministry. And her life has changed, has made a shift. You know, she has been, let me say, hurt by churches or, you know, brothers, sisters. But I've been, by speaking to her and letting her know to put her eyes on Christ. I always tell her, Mati, don't put your eyes on me or anybody else. I said, we're going to fail you. I said, so you always keep your eyes on Christ and you'll never be disappointed. So she loves her job. She's there from 5 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon because she oversees you know, so we have our daycare center, and our daycare center starts at 5 in the morning because the single moms that go to work, they have to be, you know, get on the bus to go at 5. So, you know, we have them there. Actually, we just took a van out there that God blessed us with. So we left it out there. Now we're able to pick up the kids and do all that. So God has been putting this team together now for the last 5 years. And we have a great team out there. They love God and they love the kids.
Yes. And then you've got a vision for more, right?
Well, actually, God had spoke to me one night about 5 years ago. He actually woke me up. Now, that has only happened to me twice in my walk with God. But he got me up at like around 3 in the morning. It was a Monday night or Tuesday morning, let's say. And then he said, Sergio, I want you to build 3. And I said, I said, what? I said, God, let us finish building this. But that's what he said, and that's what we're gonna do. So the goal is to build 2 more of these facilities. And for kids in that whole area. Now, as you probably know, we're gonna have a big influx of people that are coming into Mexico. You know, I believe in walls, I think. So that's a great opportunity for us to minister because ultimately, it's like I tell people, we're not a restaurant. You know, we're a church that feeds people.
That's right. Kenneth Copeland Ministries is continuing to help
you. Yes, sir.
In this ministry.
Yes, sir.
And the partners of the ministry actually are the ones that are helping you to accomplish this.
Yes. Yes, they are, and I'm so grateful to them. And you know, the Bible says in Matthew 25, when Jesus said, right, he said, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. When I was naked, you clothed me. And at verse 40, he says, when you done it unto the least of them, you have done it unto me.
Yes.
And I never understood that, but now I understand that. So when we go out there, we're doing it unto the Lord.
That's right.
Now, the kids and the people are the beneficiaries of all that. But all that we're doing it unto God.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you here at Kenneth Copeland Ministries and for the work that you're doing in Juárez. Thank you so much for joining me on Inside the Vision.
Thank you, Pastor.